Washington County Commissioners Court is now in session Tuesday, April 28th, 2026, 9 a.m. at Washington County Courthouse. Commissioner Corn, would you do the honors of
Thank you.
introducing our pastor?
Yes, this morning we have Reverend Wells from Faith Mission to lead us in our invocation.
Good morning. Let us pray. Father God, in the name of Jesus Christ, we thank you for these, your public servants. We pray you give them provision of wisdom and a protection against every evil force. We pray for unity in this country, this county, this city, and this great state of Texas. For where there is unity, there is strength. Even as political shifting and transition takes place, we say we need you and we can't make it without you. We pray, God, your perpetual presence be in the midst of these meetings and in our lives. In Jesus Christ's name, amen.
Amen. Pledge of allegiance to our American flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. Item number 3, discussion and possible action on the approval of a proclamation proclaiming April 20, 2026 as Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month in Washington County. Our proclamation. Whereas sexual assault, a violent and devastating crime, affects men, women, and children of all races and ages and economic situations. And whereas the consequences of sexual assault are often severe and long-lasting, and the risk of developing post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, and many other psychological and physical ailments increases dramatically for victims of sexual assault. And whereas each year Focusing Families and many other rape crisis centers across the state designate the month of April for an education campaign to promote awareness and build upon the network of support that has been mobilized to address the issue of sexual assault. And whereas Focusing Families provides training to rape crisis and law enforcement personnel, as well as to volunteers and staff of Focusing Families and community groups. Outreach is also provided to schools and information on topical issues related to sexual assault. Now, therefore, it be proclaimed that I, John Dernberger, County Judge, on behalf of Commissioners Court of Washington County, Texas, do hereby declare April 2026 as Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month. We ask all residents of Washington County to increase their awareness and work to prevent sexual assault in their communities and across this great state. Together, united in this effort, we can continue to make a difference. Okay, Ms. Hilden.
Good morning, Washington County. My name is Hilda Martinez. I work at Focusing Families, where we work with survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, and stalking. We are here today with the Washington County Commissioners Court to proclaim April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Why do we focus on such a dark and scary crime? Texas has some of the highest numbers of reported sexual assaults in the U.S. Let's take a look at some of the latest data from the state of Texas alone. According to the Texas Department of Public Safety, Texas had the highest number of reported cases with 15,097 reported. An estimated 6.3 million Texans have experienced some form of sexual assault in their lifetime. 2 in 5 women and 1 in 5 men in Texas have been sexually assaulted. 1 out of 10 survivors reports the crime to law enforcement. About 70% to 80% of sexual assaults are committed by a perpetrator known to the victim. 40% of sexual assault victims are under the age of 18. Only about 1 in 5 sex crimes result in a conviction. So what are some ways that we can help prevent sexual violence in our community? Number one, we can educate ourselves, learn more about the dynamics of sexual violence, and recognize that it can happen to anyone. Number two, talk about it. Unfortunately, almost everyone knows someone who has been impacted by sexual violence, whether they themselves are survivors or they know someone who is a survivor. Number three, practice consent. Consent is an active agreement for a specific act or activity, and it can be changed at any time. Number four, be an active bystander. Intervene when you see or hear behavior or comments that support sexual violence. Speak up, intervene, and offer support. And number five, support the efforts to prevent sexual violence. Donate, volunteer, participate, or join in the movement by learning about legislation that supports survivors and letting your representatives know that you support the cause. Now, I left a package with each one of you there. It just has simple information such as the consent. And we do have coming up on Wednesday, April the 29th, Denim Day, which is tomorrow, Wednesday. Denim Day is a worldwide protest against victim blaming myths surrounding sexual violence. Participants wear jeans to stand in solidarity with survivors and protest a 1999 Italian Supreme Court ruling that overturned a rape conviction because the victim wore tight jeans. So we hope that you can join us tomorrow in wearing your denim. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We need a motion
Thank
for
you.
this.
A motion to approve the proclamation proclaiming April 26th as Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month in Washington County, Texas.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries.
Ms. Martinez,
Yes.
thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Ms. Martinez, do you have any of your other group here that you want to introduce or
I
anything?
don't. Roberto's here. He's from a different section in the agency, and he supports, he does the BIP.
Well, fine. Welcome, sir.
So she mentioned BIP. So what is BIP? Are you familiar with BIP? So BIP is our Behavior Intervention Prevention Program. So in other words, I work with the offenders. So these men are either court mandated, attorney referral, probation is predominantly where I get a lot of them from. So, and our program is state accredited. And with the program, it is a better intervention prevention program. And what we follow is a state guideline because we're state accredited. And with that, in our program, it's 24 weeks. So weekly, and then what I do is essentially work on reorganizing these men who were involved in either sexual assault, battering the program, either with children or whatever, and redirect that behavior. So part of the course is to get these men to explore what is it that's driving this behavior. And a lot of it is conditioning, right? So we talk about them being in what we call the man box, right? So we condition as men to seize this power and control over our partners, whether it be intimate partners and other kinds of behavior that they're involved in. So that section of our agency is what I direct and also serve as the facilitator, which I do here in our Burnham office.
Oh, great.
Right.
Well, we're very
Well,
thankful.
thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
for having us.
We're very thankful for y'all's service and you know what you provide to our community and coming to us and bringing awareness to it every year. So thank you.
And so what I'd like to do is make sure we leave some of this information about the big program and how to reach us.
Okay.
Absolutely, thank
Fine.
you.
Thank you.
Y'all both want to come?
One more. Oh, one more.
There we go. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Did I mention, I do facilitate it in English and Spanish, so.
Oh, wow, great.
Thank you. Perfect.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for what you're doing.
Sir, appreciate you having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, sir.
So, dude, this means we're getting close, right? Oh, no.
Miss Amber?
Yeah, I'm just trying to let them get through with what they're doing.
No, I'm saying I didn't see.
Yeah, she's
She's
here.
in the bag.
Yeah, she
I couldn't see her. She blocked by the column.
Okay, item number 4, discussion and possible action on the approval of using emergency management seminar dues and mileage account GL code 010-2300-54350 for travel expenses associated with in-person interviews for fire service director applicants. Ms. Scalcom?
Morning.
Good morning.
Report. This morning, I bring forth this item. We do have a couple of individuals that we are looking to bring. One is out of state and one is in state to continue in-person interviews. So we've already conducted virtual interviews in the process, and now we're moving forward with in-person. With that, one of the individuals is going to have to travel via airplane, so it is a cost outside of just regular mileage. We do have some funds that are already budgeted this year out of the emergency management department, and this is where that individual would actually land for salary. So I'm trying to keep it into the same department association.
Okay.
Any questions?
None here.
I make a motion on approval of using emergency management seminars dues and mileage account GL code 010-2300-54350 for travel expenses associated with an in-person interviews for fire services director applicants.
I'll second that.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amber.
Item number 5, discussion and possible action on the approval of pending Washington County Expo rental regulations contracts. This morning, we have one of those for a cattle sale.
I make a motion to approve Washington County Expo rental regulation contracts and give the judge permission to sign.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6, discussion and possible action on the approval of a resolution reaffirming the official courthouse steps as a designated location for public tax sales, public tax public tax resales, and all authorized constable sales in Washington County, approving an alternative location at the Washington County Courthouse Annex, 100 South Park Street, Brenham, Texas, and authorizing constables and/or deputy constables to conduct all such sales in accordance with Texas law. Mr. Williams? Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Other than that, we're just mandated by law that we must conduct at the main entrance to the courthouse. So, because the address would have been these stairs right here. Now we're over here as an alternate, but we need an alternate site, not only for this purpose, but also due to rain or anything like that. So, y'all have to designate us one, and that over there would probably be the most, that way we can use either outside, inside, or whatever we need to do, but we'll be covered with any sale that we conduct in these 2 addresses.
Good move.
All right, I make a motion to approve a resolution reaffirming the official courthouse steps as a designated location for the public tax sales, public tax resales, and all authorized constable sales in Washington County, approving an alternate location at the Washington County Courthouse Annex, 100 South Park Street, Brenham, Texas, and authorizing constables and/or deputy constables to conduct all such sales in accordance with Texas law.
Second?
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7, discussion and possible action on the approval of an updated memorandum of agreement with Baylor Scott and White Medical Center, College Station, for EMS blood product services, replacing the March 19, 2019 agreement and authorizing the county judge to execute the agreement. Mr. Leonard?
Good morning, Judge,
Good morning.
Commissioners.
Good morning.
This is an agreement that's been in place for a long time. We're just changing it from, it used to be packed red blood cells, we're changing it to plasma. So there's just a product change there. The only other difference is there used to be a fine of, or a payment of $200 if the product was damaged. That's changing to $57, I believe. But it's
Correct.
something that's been in place, and once it's executed, we'll just go switch the packed red blood cells out and pick up some plasma.
Well, it's also probably good that you sign this rather than the previous director.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
I make a motion to approve the updated memorandum of agreement with Baylor Scott and White Medical Center, College Station for EMS blood product services, replacing the March 2019 agreement and authorizing the county judge to execute the agreement.
Second?
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item number 8, discussion and possible action on the approval of the Washington County Emergency Medical Services Quarterly Report. Mr. Leonard?
Yes, sir. So starting off, we have our calls for service.
Sorry, Taylor. There we go.
No problem. Next page. So historically, this data has been collected to include all calls for service, but it also gathered data on vehicles responding to calls. So some of those calls for service got 2 or 3, could have even 4 response units if it's a big wreck or cardiac arrest, something like that. So currently, we're redefining that data to strictly find calls for service, and we'll include the response data later in a different part of the report. So these numbers are consistent with previous numbers, but in the future, we'll see this decline. It doesn't mean the responses are declining, doesn't mean the calls are declining, we're just redefining the data.
Okay.
So at the top there for 2026, that 1368 would probably be around 1,000 if we separate out the squad responses and so forth with the others. It's a couple hundred less.
Okay.
So really just trying to find more raw data on that. Next is our calls for service origination. This is pretty consistent, 71% in the city and 29% in the county. Next is our residents of patients transported by EMS. So this isn't patients contacted that refuses or called canceled, just our transports. So the total numbers look a little different. But in the city is 53%, county is 30%, and non-residents are 17%. Next is our quarterly district breakdown. This is pretty consistent as well. District 1's 33%, District 2 44%, and then the outlying districts are pretty small, under 10%. We can see these change as the subdivisions grow in District 4, Chapel Hill, but for now they're consistent. Next we have our shoot times. This is right where we want to be for all our stations. During the day, our shoot time from getting a call to being on the road is 30 seconds. At night is a minute, so at 45, 41 seconds, we're right there in the middle, right where I want to be. Next is our on-scene time from getting a call. So this is from getting the call to making patient contact. This is decreased since last quarter for District 2, 3, and 4. Part of that is staffing a 5th truck, so that District 3 truck isn't coming in as much. That 5th truck is coming in more. So we're keeping people in the districts more, getting to calls quicker. Next is our aviation division transports. On the left, we have all our destinations for transports. On the right, we have our percentages of air versus 911 calls. This has flipped completely opposite since the 4th quarter of 25. In 25, there was 54% transfers and 46% 911 calls. It's just how it happened this quarter. Had a lot of patients. We had 102 flights for the quarter, which is pretty good. Helps
And
a lot
those
of people.
transfers are from the hospital.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
From
I think that's
Or
something that.
hospital
we-
initiated.
Yeah, hospital
hospital initiated from
Yeah.
either Brenham or College Station. Next is the calls we're unable to accept, either 911 or transporters. For 911, we were unable to accept or canceled by EMS for 48 calls. We didn't have to decline any for maintenance. We had 3 that we had to decline for weather. For transfers, there was 16 that were canceled. Usually those are when we activate an aircraft for a stroke and we send it to the hospital. and if the doctor wants it, they use it. If they say, well, no, we're not going to send it, we come back, we reposition Station 2.
Okay.
Others that they call because they think it might be something, and then they cancel because after they do a CT or something, they don't need us. We had to decline 1 for maintenance as well, and 11 for weather. The big factor on all these declines, though, is that we have
Bless you.
critical care medics on the air and the ground, so all of these patients would be handled by ground with a critical care medic as well. So
Fantastic.
no decline in care. Next, we have aircraft in-service time based on 2,160 hours. This has increased from last quarter was 95.22%. So pretty significant in-service time, very little out. There was a lot of scheduled maintenance this quarter, but we had the backup aircraft, so we remained in service the entire time. So it's really good.
And if the court, and this is for the benefit of the public, if y'all remember when we were using Reach, the in-service time, wasn't it about 75%?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes under 70.
Which was also one of the metrics that we looked at when we were making our decision to make the change.
Next, we have our quarterly priority dispatch breakdown. There's not really anything significant here. This is just how we define calls and respond to them. Priority 1 and 2 are code 3 with lights and sirens. Priority 3 and 4 are without lights and sirens, trying to reduce the risk of an accident in traffic. Our jail monthly breakdown, this is pretty consistent. There's not any real jumps up or down. We had 8 blood draws this quarter and 10 medical calls, 14 medical calls, sorry. So we have our tactical deployments. These are when we send our tactical medics to either work with the Washington County Sheriff's Office, Brenham Police Department, or the Austin County Regional SRT team. The SRT team in Austin County is being pretty consistent. They have some high numbers the last few years. The responses locally are increasing as well, as the Sheriff's Office has more responses than Brenham PD does as well. Next, we have our vehicle efficiency. Big factors on this one is this is our hybrid ambulances. These are the ones that have idle mitigation that shut down while they're parked, so they're not idling the whole time. Over a period of 60,000 miles, the idle cost was $227, and 60 gallons would have been wasted idling. Next, we will show the opposite comparison of our ambulances that don't have the idle mitigation. They had half the miles at 36,000. And the cost was almost 1,900 and 474 gallons wasted. So these idle mitigations are saving a lot of money in fuel.
Right.
The next page shows our total ambulance fleet efficiency. And again, I think the points to look at here are just that the idle mitigation trucks have the higher miles per gallon. So they're in the 8 to 9 range.
And Taylor, remind me again, you know, I know it's been, what was that, we approved that 2 budgets ago to do that. Is there a plan to move forward with those idle mitigation units on the rest of the ambulances?
Yes, ma'am. As we phase out trucks, they get remounted.
We're gonna do it every time we purchase a new
Yes,
one?
ma'am.
Okay.
Good question.
Next, we have our squads. These are electric and hybrid squads. Get very miles per gallon than our other squads. Not a big factor there. The next we have our non-hybrid squads. Obviously, the miles per gallon is a little lower, and the fuel cost is a little higher. Their total squad efficiency. Again, no big factors here. Next, we have our staffing trends and improvements. We are 100% to full staffing right now. That does not include our +1, +2 staffing.
Okay.
So we have 1 shift +1 staffed. We have, so they're missing their +2, and then 2 shifts need that +1, 2 staffing.
Okay.
We're interviewing and having applicants right out every day. We're just pretty particular on who we hire. We want the right people for the county, so it takes a while to get through that process.
Okay.
But we are at 100%.
But we are at 100%.
Yes, sir.
So that's excellent.
Yes, sir. The +1, +2 is to help reduce that overtime and relieve stress on the crews.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Next, we have our paramedic pay analysis. St. Joe's is at 62,500. We're at 72,227. The average is 72,750, so right above us. So we're right there about average. We're at a competitive range, good spot. There's some counties around us that pay a little higher, and some people search that dollar. But we bring the good people that just want to work here.
So, yeah.
That surprises me that Austin County is so much higher.
Yes, ma'am.
Why is that?
You know, I'm not sure why they think they had a lot of people leave, and they had a big increase in pay to draw more in. I think that was a year or two ago.
Gotcha.
It was 2 years ago,
2 years ago.
and we couldn't compete.
No.
Next, we have our patient facility transfers. These are including both our out-of-county and in-county, so this includes the patients we take from the hospital back to nursing home. The total for these is 609. The total for out-of-county transfers is 508. This is rapidly increasing, not rapidly, but increasing every year. Pretty significant since 3 years ago in 2023. Next, we have our destinations. I think the big point here is we transported to 65 different facilities in the first quarter.
Oh, wow.
The hospital's sending out to a lot of more outlying facilities than they used to. So a lot more Austin area, a lot more Cypress, and then more psych facilities further out.
Is there a specific reason? I mean, it's typically if the patient driven or, right?
Sometimes the hospitals are just full. They've been full a lot lately.
Okay.
College Station and locally, so they've been sending to more outlying facilities.
Okay.
The key point there is it takes longer to get to those facilities and
yes.
longer to get back.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So we need to be very cognizant of that going forward.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Just that number of transfers alone.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
If they're out of the county.
It's a lot of time. Yes, sir. Next, we have our facility specialties for those transfers. This isn't anything new. A lot sent out for cardiology, neurology, and then declines therefore. These are ACP home visits. These have increased recently, and they are growing every day. Every week we have new ACP signups. We've done a lot more outreach to the community lately. We talked to the Parkinson group about a month ago, and then talked to Cruzy about 2 weeks ago, and so we've had lots more people wanting to utilize that service. These are people that we go to their house to see, or we make phone calls, depends on what they want, caters to the patient's needs.
Real quick, just for the benefit of the group and the media, if you could tell them about the ACP program so they understand.
Yeah, this program helps us keep unneeded visits to the hospitals and helps us with these patients' needs before they have to call 911. So we can get ahead of those needs, help them with their primary care physician. If they have a trending blood pressure going up, we can help get them in for that and just help them understand some of their disease processes.
And it keeps us from sending an ambulance.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Rather than,
Yeah.
There you go. There
which
We
is
do
the
a
cost
phone-
savings.
We can do a phone call and just say, hey, how are you doing? Do you want us to come check on you? Most of the time they say, hey, I'm doing great. Appreciate you calling. And then sometimes we go and do blood pressure check or things like that.
And
Very important program.
an excellent program and benefit for our residents and community. And I can't recall, when did y'all start that? I want to say it was shortly prior to me taking office. So was that like?
Well, there were some funds from the federal
From-
government, from
Yeah.
Medicare and Medicaid funds, and we started it by doing that. But it ended up that those funds went away, and we were able to continue the program. So
Yeah, it was over 10 years ago.
10 years
but-
ago.
Yeah, okay. I knew it was.
And the numbers have
prior. It's been-
fluctuated from time to time. We're on the rise again, so it's really good.
Yeah.
sure.
Yes, sir.
If someone wants to sign up for the program, how do they do so?
So they can just call our office. We'll set up an appointment. We'll come by, bring them paperwork, have them fill it out, and just see what needs they want. If they want that phone call, if they want the visit, we'll figure all that out then.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good question.
Next, we have our system status analysis. With the staffing of our 5th truck and having the aircraft, this has been utilized less because we're able to get to calls more and have less calls waiting. We hardly have that. But we are redefining how we alert this status just to make sure we're getting accurate data as well. Next, we have our breakdown of calls. Starting off top, we have our total collections for the quarters $1,921,463.53. Again, our call volume, that total CAD calls shows the total calls for service plus responses. So that number will come down a little in the future. You'll see that, well, next we have our total aviation calls, like we said, 102. You see next our total patients handled is 2,128. So that's that big difference in the patients handled and called for service. So there's more responses in there.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Blood draws were 9 for the quarter. Then we have a breakdown of city versus county responses.
Wow.
1,746 for the city, 706 for the county. Interfacility out-of-county transfers were 508. Our scenes going directly out of county was 157. That's either when we fly a patient or we know a patient's going to get transferred out or they need higher level of care. So we're going straight to College Station or Herman or whatever facility they need to go to.
Okay.
We did 18 standbys for the quarter. We had a total of 843 squad responses for the quarter. So that's 25% of our calls are needing a squad response, either one or more vehicles. And then we have breakdowns of our residents using EMS. There's 1,109 city residents, 620 county residents, and 361 out-of-county residents. Again, that's about 16% of out-of-county residents using EMS.
Okay.
Next slide just shows our final actual revenue for 2025 at $9,157,648. Obviously steadily inclining year to year. Next we have our breakdown of revenue by months for the first quarter. For the first quarter, total ground and revenue after our EMS EMC fees, which is our billing company, total was $518,858.94. We had a total of $3,792.06 in donations as well. For February, the total ground and air revenue minus those EMC fees are $661,667.35. We had a total of $7,990.46 in donations, along with a $100 gift card to HEB.
Wow.
Then for March, our total revenue ground and air minus those fees is $572,424.55. We had $9,801.60 in donations, along with 52 tickets to the local fest by Plan North.
So these revenue numbers that you have are the projected revenue numbers from EMSMC, correct? Like all this funding has not been,
These are actual revenue.
those are actual
That's
revenue?
actual,
Okay,
so
I'll show the-
Are there accounts receivable, I'm assuming,
Yes.
still?
Yes,
pending?
ma'am, I'll show that further.
Yep.
yeah. I just want to make sure that we're clear on that.
Absolutely, yes, sir. Next, we just have our fleet mileage. The only point here is that we did put around 2,500 miles on our reserve units, so having those units as backups has helped out a lot.
Great.
Would put us in bonds if we didn't. Then we have a breakdown of revenue by year around there. We have this going back to 22 still, since that's the origination of the program with Metro, their program. So we can slide down to the bottom.
And one
And
of
this
those
is-
years was a half.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Half
ma'am.
year, was that
22.
22?
22.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So for first year of 2026, we'll see that we have that ground revenue of $1,186,693.44. The air was $734,743.09. We had 102 flights. We wrote off $124,421.58 for air. That estimated air revenue due is the accounts receivable, $4,101,564.76.
Okay.
We have include our total air request there, just to show that there are more that we evaluate and cancel from. And then we have some revenue estimated from task force to come in. We spoke with them just yesterday, and they're aware of this. $144,695. That's from 2025, waiting to come in.
So If you go back to the revenues for the years.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in those revenues for the years, there's a column there that says county resident write-off error.
Yeah.
Explain that number. So let's go to 2023
Okay.
and explain that number, that 757,000.
Yeah, so that's air revenue or air billing that wasn't charged to the patient. That was the flat they got with it. We would bill their insurance if they had it. If not, it was a write-off. So the patient does not get a bill if they're a county resident for our air service.
Right, and that's based off of.
County residents address that.
Yes, sir.
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
So if the county were to charge our residents, that would be the number of more revenue would be collected
Yes.
by this
Correct.
Commissioner's Court in this county.
Yes, sir. That would be a bill the patient would have to deal with and have to find the money for.
So in each of those years, it's over $500,000.
Yes, sir.
I just think we need to know the benefit of what's
Yeah.
happening as being in part of the program.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Well,
This
yeah,
is
that's
a
the
unique
big-
county
Go
that
ahead.
provides ambulance and air service without charging the patient.
You'd have
It's
to-
unheard of.
Taxpayer would have to go to offset that.
And that's a big, that's something that we're trying to get folks to understand, that, there's a big difference between the program that is being administrated here versus a private, for-profit entity.
Which you
Sorry, do you know an average of what it usually costs a patient to fly in the area?
It's usually around 40 grand, at least, up to 60 and higher.
Depends on where it's going, but yeah.
Yeah.
But the insurance companies, that payment can be lowered. If they have insurance, it's different.
Sorry, and that's for
No, that's fine.
that's
Yeah.
for another service,
Sure.
not our
You're
service.
talking-
Yeah, exactly. No, that's what I meant.
You're talking
You're
about
asking
like a
for anything-
for-profit.
In general, for-profit, how much they would charge.
So the
like-
number we were given was, I'm trying to remember, it's been some time, but it approximately anywhere from $45,000 to $60,000 per flight.
Okay. I just-
Yeah.
Currently, what is Washington County's charge for a flight?
It varies by flight. Sorry, I don't have the numbers in front of me.
Well,
But it's less than that.
Yes, much less. The initial bill request is much less than those requests in general. Plus, we don't charge the patient.
Right, that was a good too. So it's free for Washington County residents, and then if you were somewhere else, it's probably in the 40 range. Or
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. That's all.
and in here where it says county resident write-off air, we also have that for the ground
Yes.
revenue, and that's not shown.
As well, we
here.
can add that for future reports.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But yes, as well, for the ground, the same process. We bill insurance, but if they don't, patient does not get a bill.
Thank you.
So there again, total revenue, and this doesn't include the estimated or the task force estimated for 2026 quarter is $1,959,991.21.
And
We-
the 2025 numbers for the task force, does that include the accounts receivable that we discussed yesterday in that meeting?
Yes, ma'am, that's
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So then our total donations as well for the quarter was $21,584.12.
Fantastic.
Any
So I
other?
think the other thing to note is that there are programs that other counties, residents can purchase so that their air flight can be reduced. But currently, we don't necessarily need that here, because if you're a taxpayer, you're,
It would only be used if you were out of the county and needing
Yeah.
a flight or
Correct.
something like
yeah.
that. Correct.
Okay.
And I asked you this question just like for the group, the BV cog column there, $10,408, and that is used to offset.
That's for participating in the COG. So just being members and participating is that we get that yearly for being participants.
Right, okay.
Well, excellent report, Taylor.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Did
And
got
we need
good
to-
your first one. You did well. You gave us enough information information, that's for sure. So thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate what job you're doing.
Thank y'all.
Okay, thank you.
I make a motion to approve the Washington County Emergency Medical Services Quarterly Report.
I'll second that.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item number 9, presentation of the Sheriff's Office monthly report. Sheriff Holloway, good morning, sir.
Good
Morning, Judge. Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
How are y'all this morning?
Good.
Right along,
Good.
buddy.
Good. Well, what we have today is the March 2026 monthly report for the Washington County Sheriff's Office, which continues to showcase and highlight the great work being done by the Sheriff's Office. So we'll start off with page 1, which is our NIBRS report. So on our Group A offenses, what we're seeing is a 57% clearance rate of 14 offenses and 7 arrests. For our Group B offenses, we had an 89% clearance rate of 28 offenses and 18 arrests, which gives us an overall totaling of the A and B offenses, 42 offenses, 79% clearance rate, 33 cleared with 25 arrests. And we did not have any juvenile offenses for that month. So if we go to page 2, which is our monthly activity report, start off with our jail division. Our total number of inmates booked in the jail fell from 108 to 93 for that month. And our average daily population also fell, went down from 94 to 89.
That's the lowest it's been.
That's the lowest it's been in a while.
In
I know.
several
That's
years.
amazing.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah. So, and we still have 5 vacancies in the jail. We have some applicants there that we're reviewing right now.
And those 5, out of those 5, how many of those vacancies are because of, they're at
4.
school? Okay, so 4 of the 5
Yeah.
were for promotion to the,
Yeah.
or put to the school
Yeah.
for patrol.
Exactly. Yeah, they're in the police academy. They'll graduate in June.
Oh.
In June. So we currently have 4 cadets. We had 3 of our own. We picked up another one from Wharton County Junior College.
Oh, fantastic.
And we have a couple of more that we're looking at right now.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
some of the comparative categories in our activity report. Our agency assist calls decreased from 41 to 35. Our false alarms stayed about the same at 30 compared to 29 the previous month. Our adult arrests, they decreased from 67 to 60. Our welfare concerns, they increased from 34 to 58 for the month. Now with the motor vehicle crashes, they stayed about the same at 41 compared to 40 the previous month. But now our loose livestock calls, they continue to increase. They went from 81 to 114. A lot of that had to do with dry weather,
Yep.
cows pushing, getting out on the road.
Sheriff, would
Yeah.
you explain those welfare calls to the public so that they understand what that means when you do a welfare call?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's just say that a family member is trying to get in touch with another family member and they're not able to do that. They'll call dispatch and dispatch will say, hey, can you go and check and make sure this person's okay? Well, deputies will roll out there, knock on the door, make contact with the person, say, hey, so-and-so is trying to get in touch with you, are you okay? Normally, it's yes, I'm fine, sorry, I had my phone off, something going on there. Other welfare concerns is somebody's walking down the side of the road. Hey, somebody looks like they're in distress, let's go out there and check on them, see if there's a way that we can serve them. Generally, that's what a welfare call is, yeah.
Thank you.
So our overall traffic enforcement increased. Citations went from 101 to 111, and warnings went from 338 to 366 for the month. We had a decrease in our reckless driver's calls by 10 from 19 to 9, and our arrest warrants that we served increased sharply from 59 to 98 for the month.
Absolutely. I've been busy.
So, and we had 2 death investigations. So our overall incident responses increased from 2,420 to 2,746 for the month.
It's a big jump.
And our with our CID division, our criminal cases and case reports filed with prosecutors decreased from 35 to 24 and 119 to 108 respectively. Now, if we go to page 3, which is our City of Burton activity report, overall activity increased with 154 total responses compared to the 135 from last month, making up 5.61% of our total calls. Most of those calls are officer initiated. They're close patrols, business checks, traffic enforcement, foot patrols, things of that nature, having a good law enforcement presence inside the City of Burton. And if we go to page 4, that's our crimes graph. We'll see that our Group B offenses came in at 28, and our Group A offenses came in at 14. Both of those are the lowest so far this year. So we see a trend going down there. Page 5 is our property crimes. For the county, we had 1 theft reported and 2 burglaries. And page 6 is our traffic enforcement, or our crashes. See, we had 41 crashes during the month of March, and we're seeing just a slight increase there since the first of the year. And then the next page, on page 7, is the crash heat map that we access through the Texas Department of Transportation. It shows where the clustering is for the crashes in the county. What you see is we don't have a big red cluster, so they're not all in one place. But as you can see in the Chapel Hill area, and which is 290 East, we have 290 West as well. Areas where crashes are more frequent.
That one spot on 290, is that right there? On the west side of 290. Is that, where is that?
That's Zionsville Road.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
And they're installing a traffic light there.
exactly. Yeah,
Well,
they're putting the traffic light there.
That's why I was asking, because
Exactly.
I know the,
Yeah.
well, once it finally
Yeah.
starts construction.
Okay. So page 8 is our criminal arrest graph. Group A offense arrests, it's at 7, which is down by 4. And our Group B offense arrests is at 18, which is down by 9 the previous year. The previous month. And then we go to page 9, we see our bookings by the different law enforcement agencies operating in the county. Sheriff's Office booked in 42, Brenham PD booked in 40, and our other law enforcement partners booked in 11. Page 10, this is a very important graph here. What we're seeing is our average daily population in the jail is trending down. January was 99, February is 94, March is 89.
So what is causing
What's
that trend?
driving that?
The inmates are not staying in jail as long. So for whatever reason, they're getting out of jail. It could be being bonded out, being released, adjudicated their case in the court. So although we're putting more people in, they're not staying as long before they re-enter the free world.
Well, that's good news.
And then page 11 is the jail bookings by gender. So we booked in 18 females, 75 males. And then page 12 is our inmate transport graph. So our total transports was at 26, which is down from 33 the previous month. And then page 13 is our City of Burton graph. You see that that's starting to trend up. Greater presence out there in the City of Burton.
Sheriff,
Yes.
with regard to the population in the jail, approximately, I may be putting you on the spot, but how much does it cost us a day to house an inmate?
Approximately about, I saw some figures can estimate that about 120 a day. Some is a little bit less, about 80 a day, depending on the need of that particular individual. We do have some inmates that require some very expensive medications.
Yep.
But, you know, as far as their housing, their food, you know, and all the electricity, facilities, things like that, in order to keep them safe, yeah, we can safely say about $100 a day.
So it's very beneficial to get them out
It is, yes.
as soon as possible.
Right, right.
So Hotel Washington
Yeah.
County Sheriff's
Now,
Office.
if it's in the best interest of the community that offender stay in our jail, we
Sure,
have a place for
sure,
them.
absolutely.
Right, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm. All right. Any questions? No?
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you much.
I do. I just want to go back real quick to the vacancies, because we talked about, you know, the 4 out of 5 for the jail. 4 of those are going to be coming on, excuse me, because right now it shows that you have 11 vacancies.
Correct.
And then how many more? So that means that'll, you know, you'll have 7 vacancies after that, and you're saying you've got some other interviews in the works.
Mhm.
So what are you kind of anticipating, you know?
Well, a bird in hand's better than 2 in a bush, right? And so with the police academy that's starting in July, we're looking at sending at least 5 cadets to that police academy. In the meantime.
In addition to, not including the 4.
Not including the 4,
Right.
right. So the 4 will get in June when they graduate. They'll have a 4-month FTO process, then another 2-month probation area after that, and then they'll be able to patrol on their own. With the ones that are coming in July, of course, it'll be a year before they are on their own. So we're still actively recruiting certified peace officers to come to work for Washington County. And we're getting some applications are trickling in.
Okay.
There are a whole handful that we've rejected for various reasons, but yeah, we're still out there trying to recruit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
That's all. Just wanted an update on that.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Sure thing.
Well, thank you for your report.
All right. Thank you.
Item number 10, presentation of the following monthly reports. County Clerk's report, Mr.
All
President.
right, good morning. Okay, so let's see, in March, we took in $74,522.84. Very good month for us. You'll see as we go through here, Commissioner Bullock requested
Yeah, I
last
see
year's
that.
averages. So I'll have this year's running average as well as last year's monthly average added in there. So you'll see, very busy month for us again in March. Going to the next slide, you'll see February was a very busy court month. March was a very busy, just a general month. We had a ton of recording, my busiest month since I've taken over in recording. So 60% was just general and 40% were court dockets. You see that reflect in the distribution of fees. Some things that went up was obviously records management fees and archive fees were a higher percentage, and then just the county clerk's general fees were up as well, and then all your court fees. Another thing to highlight is the state fees there at 9.9%. It's good to see that around 10%, because the lower that number percentage is, the more money stays here in the county. So moving on, official public records, 804. Like I said, very busy there. Usually we've been around 600 or so per month, so we had a large increase there. Another big increase was births recorded. We had 40 births last month.
Wow.
Yay.
Which is the most
That's
since.
a healthy
That's the most
number.
that I've, in 5 years since I've been
Yep.
here, that's the most we've had. And I think it might be the first time we've had more deaths, births than deaths recorded. I've also added birth and death certificates issued. So we did 164 births and then 34 death certificates last month. Moving on to county court at law cases, we had 46 criminal cases filed, 14 probates, 6 guardianships, and 10 civil cases. We're still seeing about a handful, 5 or 6 cases a month for condemnation cases for 290. Then we had 56 criminal disposed and 11 civil disposed. Since March was kind of like my anniversary of taking over, I just wanted to highlight a few things that we've changed in the office. The first one is probably the one I'm most proud of is we've changed the way we do record documents basically. We used to hold them till the next business day and then we'd either mail them back or have them come pick up. What we're doing now is affixing all that recording information in that moment, scanning it in the system, giving it immediately back to the customer so they can be done with it.
That's incredible. Yeah, thank you.
As far as, we don't do e-recording at the moment, but as far as anywhere in the state, it's about as fast as you can do it in the moment. So we're very proud of that. The title companies love it. The oil companies especially love it because usually a document's getting recorded in 3 or 4 counties. They can come in, take it with them, then go to Fayette County or Lee County or wherever they're going next. So they don't mind hanging around for it.
So you're raising the bar for the others.
Exactly. Some hold them for more than one business day. I'm not sure why, but we're just as quickly as we can do that. It helps them and it helps the title company's customers. It makes everyone happy. Another place it helps is for DBAs. Someone wants to come in, go to the bank, open an account. They can go right away and do that. They don't have to wait till the next day to do it. It saves on postage also. So we're 74 cents, an envelope.
Absolutely.
We're saving there as well. The next one is electronic copies. We don't like paper. I think our whole staff, no one likes to print anything out. So we're pushing anytime someone walks in wanting a copy of something, hey, do you want us to email that to you? So they're all pushing that. I know we've kind of cut our office supply budget almost in half this last year.
Oh, wow.
So we're keep
you.
trying to email.
Thank you.
Email copies cost the same almost anyways, so we're still getting the money and it's costing less. Another one is the plat recordation process. I got to thank Wesley and Lexi on this. This was kind of their brainchild. We haven't had any recorded under the new way, but it's going to streamline and allow us to record those more efficiently. We don't have to wait around for the owner to come in and file. We'll do all that recording immediately. Number 4 is obviously software. I have to thank y'all for allowing us to do that. I appreciate y'all's support on that. We're kind of still in the early stages on, I know they're doing their data pulls right now, but once that happens, it's going to speed up things even more. So, and lastly, I got to thank my staff. They've been incredible. I have some crazy ideas sometimes, but they get it done, and they're just really good, and they're really receptive to any changes that I come up with or that they come up with. They'll walk in the office and say, hey, why do we do it this way? Why can't we do this? So I say, well, let's try it. We'll try it for a few days. If it works, we'll do it. If it doesn't, then we'll just go back to the way we were doing it. So a lot of those changes have stayed permanent, so I'm proud of that as well. That's kind of it from me. I don't know if you'll have any questions or anything.
Well, I just want to say I appreciate you streamlining all of this stuff and especially saving the money on all the
And I'm
paperwork.
hoping to reduce that down some more.
Okay,
That's
we
awesome.
set the bar pretty high. This is year 2 now.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if I can half it again though, but we're trying for sure.
Okay,
That's awesome.
good job.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you for
Thank you.
including that additional bar there
Yep.
in the data, and I just want to thank you for your leadership.
Thank
Miss
you.
Rothermel knew what she was doing when she.
Yeah, it definitely, a lot of that credit is to Beth. She did a great job getting me ready, so, and thank you all for trusting me to do it, so.
Yeah, but you definitely bring new energy and leadership, and we see you.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
This is good. Thank you. Okay, district clerk's report. Any questions or comments about the district clerk's report? Okay, we move to the auditor's report. That's a long, everybody read every bit of that, right? Anybody have any questions or comments about the auditor's report? Okay, Justice of the Peace report. Questions or comments about the Justice of the Peace report?
None here.
Okay, Tax Assessor Collector report. Ms. Gaskamp, you know, she had knee surgery, she's not getting around very well,
Right.
so.
She had a total knee replacement.
Yes,
so
right.
That's a
Okay.
big.
All right, any questions or comments about the Tax Assessor Collector's report? Okay, we'll go to the Treasurer's report. Ms. Kramer?
All right. Not a lot to say about the report. Everything is good there. Money is coming in on our investments. They're doing very well. I do want to make a comment, though, that I am knee-deep in the process of switching banks. So
Right.
that is, to say the least, a massive undertaking. You know, we have quite a few accounts which require new checks, new deposit slips, stamps, online banking. It is a lot to deal with. So we are just good getting started on that. You know, everybody's keeping up with their current accounts to make sure that all their checks clear as quickly as possible so that we don't have to leave an account open any longer than necessary. Some, of course, will, and then, of course, a lot of different accounts have direct deposits and debits coming out, so it's going to take some time for each department to move all those. I know our office has many that has to be switched over, so it's going to be fun. We'll get it done, though, but just FYI, that's what's going on right now. But as I love to say, everything balances.
All right. Any questions or comments about the Treasurer's report? Okay, Constable's report. Questions or comments about the Constable's report?
There's, yeah, I was gonna say there's two missing.
Kim is been out. Is back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's on medical
Yeah.
leave.
And 4.
Okay.
Okay, elections report. Ms. Jackson is in the elections business right now.
Yeah, she's got a lot going on.
Yeah, she does. Any questions or comments about the report? No. Okay, the Veterans Report. Mr. Purcern notified me yesterday that he couldn't be here today, but he did bring me his numbers, his report. The face-to-face contacts, 287, about telephone, email, or face-to-face. 287 contacts, forms completed, 95. And I think 287 is the highest I've got on
Yeah.
his report
Yep,
ever.
that's pretty.
Yeah, 274 last month and 287 this month. So
I mean, that's more forms completed too. than
very,
average.
very busy office. He does a great job.
He does.
Any questions or comments about the Veterans Report?
None here.
Okay. Item number 11, discussion and possible action on the approval of accounts payable. Ms. Kramer?
Okay. Hello again. Today, we are only paying $317,351.29. It's got my quarterly reports in there that I do to the state. All that money that Nick takes in, I send a chunk of it away. And then there's always road and bridge supplies and stuff.
I make a motion to approve accounts payable.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. Item number 12.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
I just asked Joanna for last year's preliminary